All right, good morning, everyone. Welcome to McBoss Capital live stream here. My name is Michael Chu. We are just about to turn 9 a.m. Mountain time here, 1.5 hours into the market, 11 a.m. Eastern time on July 11th. Today is a Friday. Um, Let me check here. Market is down this morning. It's been mostly red this whole morning. Nasdaq up down 0.2%. Dow Jones is down 0.5. S&P is down 0.3, and then we have Nasdaq volume and New York Stock Exchange volume actually are both down. Um, so we probably won't have a distribution day because this is quite low volume. So even if we have a down day, unless something picks up in terms of volume, but it's usually pretty hard to gain that much volume intraday. But we're still early in the day. Anything is possible. But yeah. And on terms of stocks on the move, there is some, but not too many, less than 20 for sure. So we'll look at that in a second. Let's go to the index. Let's start with the Nasdaq 100 ETF here. So this morning we came down, and right now we kind of on a downward slope, right? You can see the highs there. And even the lows, you can see we keep making new lows. But overall, the index still looking very healthy because it's still above the 10-day. So I think like if you go intraday chart, so here you go. We have make higher lows right here. So this is the last high there, then lower highs, and then lower highs today. So it's possible that we are going into this downtrend. And then you see the lows too. We are starting to make newer lows, right? But ultimately, the 10-day is probably around this at the bottom here somewhere. So if we do come back and test the 10-day, then we will probably be in much worse shape because we already tested this morning, and if we can hold and we come back down, then we're probably going to break the 10-day and then start heading towards the 21-day. So it's just something to be aware of. Going to SPY here, very similar chart. The only difference here is we have a much bigger gap down this morning compared to Nasdaq. So here you go, you see this big gap down here. And so we're nowhere near the last yesterday's high. So again, so it did make a newer high yesterday on this one. Um, but again, today we are nowhere near it. So it's possible again if we test this low, then again this morning it'll be pretty bad. So here's the 10-day moving average. So again, I think the 10-day is kind of like been the guardrail for a while now, like for many sessions, and so far even this last pullback here, it didn't touch it, and now we have this pullback here, right? So we'll go into the news in a second here, and then we go to Dow. Now looking at Dow here, similar. Look at the gap down. Why is it such a big gap down, right? That's not. I never like a big gap down. So here's the gaps here. So again, we are way lower now compared to yesterday's high. So I don't like to say, oh, yesterday was the top. Like no one knows that, right? So, but this is not a good sign. Again, we are not far from the lows. We could easily go test that low this morning. So we'll see. And then finally we have IWM. Very similar action. Look at that. Gap down also. So again, the 10-day is the safe zone here. So nothing negative yet. Everything still looks good. But if we do, oh, this one already break the low this morning. And it didn't make a higher high as well. So that's another problem. So this one looks a lot weaker this morning. Again, yesterday we make a new high here, new recent high. Okay, let's look at IBD Innovator 50. So yesterday was really bad day for growth stock. Look at that. We closed like below 4 sessions, the last 4 sessions. Yesterday we closed below the previous 4 sessions. And today, look at that. We already reversed this morning. It didn't even try to go above 10-day. So that's a big problem. So here's the high here, and here's where today's high is. So yeah, growth stocks are starting to deteriorate big time. So something to be watch out for. Um, and we're already near the 21 day. Look at that. We're not that far away. So the last few times we found support right here. You see, one, two, three times here. So if we don't, we should find support if we come to 21 day. If we don't, then that's another big problem. Then we'll go into the red line here. But anyhow, still too early to even think of that right now. Um, yeah. So let's jump to stocks on the move. Um, again, okay, you see the list has shrunk quite a bit now. Atro, Futo, PTC, Pass, Silver is doing well. GE, BRT, Nvidia is still doing well. WLDN, OR, Gold, SMPS, TSM. So yeah, we'll look at some of this. Let's jump to the spreadsheet I tracked. Before I forget, let's talk about Bitcoin because Bitcoin is hitting new high. And so we want to take a quick look at maybe the ETF here, GBTC. So here we go. We broke out yesterday, and today we followed through. So that's what's happening. Really strong move, 3.9%. Let's look at the Bitcoin stock, Mara. Well, here you go, moving up really strong right now. Then we have MSTR. So this one just broke out right here, and also moving really strong right now. The slope is really nice. Um, okay, let's go on CLSK. Here's another one that is moving up really strong. Um, let me go to coin. This is somewhat Bitcoin related, and also this one pulled back already this morning. So, but it is at pretty nice new high here, so it has outperformed the other three we just talked about. Let's look at Hood as well, because that's also in the same category. This is also making new highs, so still doing really well. This one has been the star as well. And then when we look at Iron, Iron is a newcomer in the Bitcoin mining. So this one not doing that well. Interesting. So this one has also ran up really fast, and now it seems to be running out of steam. And then we have Sizzle, which is not Bitcoin related, but it is in the financial sector. So let's just continue with the financial sector here. So this one has topped. So it has a really humongous run. Definitely the best performing stock on my list. From my growth stocks list. If you guys pay attention, watch that video. Anyhow, it has really started to fall, and this stock is known for, giving back a lot. So just it has come gain a lot, and it also can give back a lot. So just really be cautious here. It's already, let me see how much it's already down from the top here. It's already down 24% as of, just almost a week ago. Like that's how fast it can drop. And that's one thing I want to emphasize is if we do go into a pullback for the market index, which we haven't really seen yet, um, the growth stocks will deteriorate much more. And so that's just something to be mindful of. So yeah, so that could happen. Anyhow, we're seeing lots of deterioration in stocks, growth stocks right now. Let me see if I forget any. Okay, there's some other stocks that we didn't talk about. Like, okay, let's go to the fintech area, like Upstart. So this one is still going, holding pretty tight too today, despite the morning drop. So that looks pretty good. SoFi, this one is still going. So this one also looking pretty good. Affirm, Okay, so this one is pulling back a bit and hasn't really moved since then. So this one is looking a little bit a lot weaker, right? Let's might as well look at block as well. SYZ. Oh, this one also pulled back, hasn't moved much as well. So those are some of the fintechs. Oh, and toes. I forgot toes. This one also pulled back, hasn't moved much at all. So yeah, so this one tried to come out and it kind of pulled back. So it didn't work basically on the breakout there. But it's holding tight, so we'll see. So that's toes. Let's jump to DPDK. All right, so we are seeing this one is moving up nicely and it's trying to get closer to the breakout zone. So this one is looking pretty good. Let's look at Charles Schwab. This one is still holding pretty tight, so that looks good. Citigroup. Okay, so this one has pulled back. It's holding near the 10-day right now. So those are some of the financial stocks. Let me move back to the top here. We'll focus on the tech now. Yeah, let's look at the big mega chip area, Abago. So this one make a new high yesterday. It has pulled back, hasn't bounced back at all today. So that little bit not a good sign, just because we are near the 10-day. So yeah, it hasn't bounced back. So we'll see. Nvidia, Nvidia right now is making new highs still. Yeah, this is probably one of the strongest stocks right now because in the last look at how many sessions, 12 sessions, they only have 2 red days, so that's pretty strong. TSM has pulled back, also hasn't bounced much, a little bit today, not much, only 0.4%. So yeah, there's some topping signs, right? Like especially the longer so this one you can count 1, 2, 3, 5 days now, and 5 days since the top, and it's nowhere near the high, right? It hasn't even bounced back. So those are things you should watch out for because the further away it is from the high and it doesn't come back, the higher chance that it will probably not bounce back. So for example, here is the one last, like right here is 2 days and it bounced back. Here, you have 5, 6 days, 6 days, 7 days, it bounced back. So, it could have bounced back. I'm not saying it couldn't, but again, but if the market index start to deteriorate, then most likely this stock will follow. So that's just something to be aware of. If the market deteriorate and the stock follow, then that's a different thing. But the market hasn't even deteriorated, but yet the stock already deteriorated. So it just it's not relatively like performing well. You can see the relative trend line is going down here. So anyhow, so something to watch out for when you look at your stock, right? Like where is it relatively against the market? This is against S&P line, S&P 500. So you watch for that. Um, so yeah, we just talked about the three big cap. Let's go to the other other tech stocks here. I'm just gonna go over the ones that are more has done well recent in this rally. So let's look at Credo. Okay, I apologize for this loading today. Okay, so here we are. So Credo has bounced back. Well, even yesterday it was pretty negative, and then it was able to come back again. This is probably definitely in my top five. And we have pulled back here, and then it bounced back again, right? This one is really strong. It just doesn't want to go down. Let's look at next one, Palantir. So here's another stock that I feel it's doing okay right now because it's bouncing back, but the speed at which it bounced back is a little bit slow. So this is the last time we make a high here. So this one topped many days ago, like I don't know, 12 days ago, 12 trading sessions ago, and we are coming closer, but again, we just a little bit slow, like I feel. But anyhow, it's still bouncing back, but we'll see if it works. Like yeah. So you got you just so you see this is where the top is, and that's where the RS line was new high, and then here we're getting back to it, right? We're getting slowly back to it. So it is outperforming the market right now. Um, but yeah, we'll see. It's just yeah, that's Palantir. Let's look at Dell. Okay, so Dell was doing really well yesterday, still making new like yeah, it tried to break out again. It did. And then today it pulled it back a little bit, not too much. So down 1% today. So it's okay. So that's Dell. Let's look at MU. So this one is the data storage. This one is doing really well until this pullback here. Again, look at the bounce. They're very weak, right? And so this is the RS line high right there. So that was correspond to this high here. And then look at where we are. We haven't even come back close to it. So we're kind of at the bottom of the RS line range here, like recent. So it just that hasn't performed well at all. It hasn't performed at all. So it doesn't mean it won't bounce back. Maybe you just need more time. But right now, again, if the market started to deteriorate, then we will see most likely this stocks will deteriorate even further. So here's another one, RS line right at top right here. And look at this bounce, very weak so far. Um, that's the problem. Like, it's okay to pull back, but if it pulls back and bounce very weak, that's not a good sign. So that's just something to pay attention to if you have stocks that look like this right now. Um, yeah, because you have to think, right? You have a huge gain, right? Depending, even you bought it here, you already have over 25% profit, right? My first position I got in was around here. So yeah, you know, so I'm out right now. Right here is when I'm fully out. Um, so yeah, like, it's time to let it digest is what I'm kind of thinking. After such a big game, usually it need more time to digest before the next run. Okay, so that's MU and STX both in the same category. Okay, let's keep going. Uh, okay, there's some stocks that are doing okay. Let's see how they're doing today. KD. Okay, so this one was looking really good. Look, it was looking so good on Monday, and look at what happened. Like, I have no idea what happened. It just give up. Um, and we've seen a lot of this action too, like in some growth stocks. So that's like it tries to break out and then they fail, right? This is a very bad sign for the growth stocks. So this is one that has done that. I gotta add this to my and maybe if I have time I'll go over this list here. Like it's starting like this is the list that it's starting to fall apart. Like it's what I'm saying. Like that's the list that's starting to fall apart. But anyhow, uh, let me keep going here. SAP. Let's look at this one, right? It was looking so good, trying to break out, and look, one day. All it takes was one bad day, and today look at what happened. Fall through below the 10-day now. So this is another one that could go on that list. Um, it's just not good. This is not good. Like, why is this happening? So just beware. Like, I mean, there's still at media running, but many stocks are starting to give up, like the growth stocks. Right? Did I talk about? No, I don't think I talked about SMPS yet. I don't know why it's loading so slow today. Here's this one is still doing pretty good. This one is computer software design. I'm curious to see other stocks in this group. Like so, CDNS is one. Oh yeah, PT. Okay, let's look at those two. CDNS. But this one is okay. Yeah, it's not as strong. Yeah, this one is pulling back as well. And then the other one that doesn't have the best earnings, but PTC. This one has a huge gap out yesterday. I'm not sure what. There must be some news. But anyhow, it's holding up pretty good today. So all right. Let's see. We talk about um. Yeah, most of this we already talked about. So that's the tech area. Let's look at the retail area. So let's look at Dash first. Now this one is pulling back, right? Yeah, it's pulling back. It's below the 10-day now. The problem is once it go below the 10-day, like if the market conditions start to deteriorate, the growth stocks will usually follow, and then now we're gonna hit the 21-day, and then 50-day after, right? If it does continue, so it depends, right? Like, so that's why when stocks start to top, the ones that are relatively performing poorer, you probably want to let go first because those ones are gonna go down much more. So, so this is Dash. Let me look at my RCL. This is probably my top retail stock remaining in my portfolio. This one is still going. This stock is quite amazing. A lot of retail travel stocks are doing well right now, which is kind of interesting. So that's that. I haven't give up yet. But again, we start getting more deterioration in the market. It's not one thing that could happen is that the stock could fall 10% tomorrow. You never know. So just because it's holding up, right? I think SNCY is the one that's so SNCY is in the airline industry. So even this one pulled back today. Um, so that's interesting. And then we have Expedia. This one again pretty strong yesterday. Today it's holding. This one is holding better. It's already near the break. Like it fell and then it came back. Let's look at Kibana. So this one also pulling back, pretty tight though. So that one looks slightly better. It's not too quick, like just pull back. It's actually quite tight there. Then we have what was the oh yeah, Chef. Yeah, let's look at Chef. So this one has a huge, like try to break out in the huge reversal the following day, and look at it now. It's coming back again. Very choppy stock. Like you can see how choppy this is. Hard to trade though. So that's Chef. H side another choppy stock. Look at how choppy this is, but it is moving right now. Um, so it's we close here. It'll be new closing high. Very interesting, but very choppy, hard to trade unless you're doing more of a like holding position type. Um, yeah, those are, and then you had USD, FD in the wholesale foot, which is not ranked really high. Let's look at some of the industrials here. So when I look at stocks, I'm looking at it as a whole, right? Not just one stock. Like even though I'm looking one stock at a time, I'm looking at it as a whole. Like how are they doing in general? So this one had a bad day yesterday. It's trying to bounce back right now. So this one has been riding the 10-day pretty consistent. So it could still work because it hasn't really come below that yet. And then VRT. So this is one that also riding the 10-day most of the time. And look at how the break happened yesterday. That was pretty bad. But it did. Let me see. It did come back quite far. It came back to so it fell to 50-day. It bounced back to 21-day. Today it kind of falls through on the bounce, and now we're at 10-day. So this one in that sense is actually not too bad. Like if you didn't sell, like it came back, didn't lose too much. But yeah, it's getting more like you gotta ask yourself why are stocks doing this right now at this moment. So we're seeing lots of those kind of actions. Yeah. Uh, in the health, the only stock I have left PHC, and this one also looks like it's starting to come down a little bit. Um, so we'll see how that goes. Um, yeah, let's look at some commodities because they're doing pretty good right now. Let's see, like some metal stuff. OR gold. So this one is coming up right now. Looks pretty strong. Let me just go to GLD for the gold bullion. So this one is trying to come out right now. So this is the trend line right here. A gap up above that trend line looks pretty good. So gold could be, it's been stuck in this zone for a long time. Because it has to digest from this run. Um, whether this time will work, I don't know. It could, and it could break through to new high here. Who knows? We'll see. Um, and then we have PAS, a silver stock, also breaking out today. So that looks pretty good too. If we go to SLV, the silver ETF, also making new highs. So those two are doing really well, gold and silver right now. Um, yeah, and I already talked about financial stocks. So let's do a recap again on where the index is right now. QQQ holding tight still, starting to come back down a little bit. So again, we're kind of in limbo zone right now, stuck in the middle of the trading days range. So where it goes by the end of the day is very crucial. So we watch for that. Let's go to SPY as well. Let's see if it's the same thing or not. Yeah, very similar. This one is a little bit higher than the middle ground right now of the day's range. But again, the problem here is we're still very far away from yesterday's high. And then look at Dow. This one looks not good. It just hasn't really made much move from yesterday, from this morning's gap down. And then finally we have Russell IWM. This one keep deteriorating. You see, it's keep making new lows here. So this one looks the worst. Let me just go to daily chart. So this one is near the 10-day. So again, 10-day is the guide rail right now for all the index. If it does come down to challenge it, I don't think it's a good thing. So we'll see. And then again, I keep talking about because I trade growth stocks. I look at in the IBD 50, and this already show a broken sign here. Yesterday it gave back 4 days of trading, make new low, and then today we fall through on that low. So growth stocks are starting to deteriorate. Of course, you can see the long-term line, the 21-day, has been the ultimate support line. We only touch it once, and because we are so close to it, we'll see how how it's going to challenge that 21-day line right here. It's very close to it. So thank you all for watching. If you like this, please like and subscribe. And I'll be making the weekend videos. Please follow that as well. Have a very good day and have a good weekend. Bye now.